It is. It's podcast day. We're excited. We're digging out there. What have we got? Ooh, yeah.
Dude, it's fucking podcast day.
Takes you back to that time of when you remember what you were doing when you first listened to that album, or
What is going on, you champions? That's right. Yes.
What up?
Podcast day. Two dudes talk music. Yes, and stew. I've been stewing on this shit all day.
What is going on?
Yes.
It's that time. It's that time. Podcast time. Yeah, spill the beans, man. Spill the beans. We want it. We want this. The exclusive details.
You know what it is. Let's crack
It's Friday,
bean.
Junior, my dudes. Yep, let's crack it. Oh, you got it. You first, go. Hey, wait.
Pop tops on that.
Damn it. Hang on. Let me. Here we go. Let me try and get the thing. Damn it. I cut my fingernails, so they're like not cooperating.
Come on.
Hang on.
Come on,
Here we go.
You need a spoon.
Hey, cheers, everyone.
Yeah.
How are we going? It is Friday, Junior. Let's get into it. Hey, Ben
I'm
Raph.
gonna turn this around. Man, I'm
I'm
alright.
sick of the dog, by the way, so that's...
Oh,
Yeah, no stress, man. I'm good. We got, we are chugging along. We got good things this weekend, baby. Bring the fucking sunscreen. Bring the bug repellent. Bring your fucking comfiest summer clothes, because it's going to be humid as a motherfucker out there this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
It is going to be fucking mental. It has been, I don't know how Sydney's been, but it has been raining non-stop up here for
Same.
like 2 weeks. Today was like the first clear day that I had a chance to mow my lawn. So I was out there all afternoon in like the 30 plus degree, 90 plus % humidity doing that lawn. But it's been raining non-stop for 2 fucking weeks. And it's supposed to be 34 and scattered storms on Sunday. So Brisbane Showgrounds is going to be a fucking mud pit. It's going to be
Yeah, it
Mosquito
is.
City. It's going to be everything. So
That's what
Get
we
your
love
bug
about
repellent.
festivals, man. That's half the fun, bro.
get your sunscreen, get your bug repellent, wear your comfy shoes and clothes that you don't mind getting dirty, because you are going to fucking need it.
Yeah, bring your Uggies. Bring your Wellingtons.
Yep,
Gumboots.
speaking of good things, we want to give a very special shout out to Singe, Nembutolik, and the local Romance for winning the Good Things band comp and getting on their local respective
Yoo-hoo.
Good Things stages. So congratulations to those guys. But mate, let's. I don't think we should be mucking about this time. Let's get
No
straight. Let's get our
disc
guest on.
No
Let's get our
disc
guest in here. We have, everyone's best friend, including ours.
we
It is
love
the
this
man. You know him from Acid Nymph. You know him from Skunk Bone. You might know him from Nuclear Vision. Probably our most frequent guest on the podcast, actually, if I'm
100%.
thinking about it. We got the man, the myth, the legend that is ZAC Davey.
What is cracking, my dude?
Hey man, how you doing?
What up, motherfuckers?
Yeah, love it. Miss you, man.
I am actually a little bit sick. Hence Jake the dog,
Oh,
because it's full of tea. So I can't crack a beer with you guys right now. I would be.
That's all right.
that
That's
Jake
all right,
Cup,
man.
that Adventure Time Cup makes up for everything. It's fine.
It's
fine. Jake
and
will
it's-
look
I'm telling you,
after
man.
Amazing.
Being sick in this kind of weather is just not cool. It is awful. So
It's rough. It's really rough.
hopefully
Yeah,
you're
no,
hopefully
it
you're
sucks.
getting over it soon. But yeah, man, it's
Yeah.
thank you very much for jumping on this week. It's been it's been a minute since we had you on the podcast. I think last time was when we had Nuclear Vision on
Yeah.
Yes.
ahead of New Metal Mayhem. Prior to that, I can't even remember, but I know we've
Yeah.
you've been on a few times for Skunk Bone and for Nuclear Vision, and I think pretty sure we did an Acid Nymph episode. Did we do an Acid
Yeah.
Nymph episode? We did one of those
We
as
did,
well.
we
and
did.
You've been on
Beer
some of
buddy.
the various
Dude.
new
Yeah.
special
And there
episodes
was
as well
the-
and everything. So
And not just
Yeah.
that.
There was also a New Year's one, I think.
the
yeah,
New Year's
the
one.
yeah,
big one,
special New
massive.
Year's ones. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not just that, you've done graphic
That
design
was pretty
for
fun. That
bloody
was awesome.
you've done graphic design for how many fucking bands, like far out through the roof.
And that poster right behind you, buddy.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah.
I've got to thank you
That's
so
right.
much for that. Dude, I
I love saying it every time.
Man, I love it. I love it. I'll sit there and just look at it sometimes. It's just, I
Yeah.
love every bit of it, man. Thank you so much, eh?
Well, that's absolutely my pleasure, man. Like that's the other part of I've always said that's the other part that I really really like to contribute at least towards that like musicians that I can is good art. Like just recently, I think it was this year, I did some stuff for Crib Sitter.
Yeah,
I fucking love
nice.
those guys. Yeah,
Yeah,
I did the front cover for their Paradise singles.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I love doing that sort of stuff. So when you guys hit me up a while ago and wanted the Two Dudes logo and logos for various things, I'm fucking famous, man. Paint the world, man.
Yeah, well, we only
Yeah,
ask the
well-
best for the best.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And before we go any further as well, I do want to give a birthday shout out to Todd Hanson of King Parrot. Happy
Hey,
birthday
happy
today,
birthday,
legend.
Todd.
Congratulations on getting on Knotfest. We will see you on
Hell yeah.
Knotfest. Those guys are down
yeah.
there.
Cheers.
So
Yeah. Well done.
before we go any further, let's get to the business of the day. Let's get to one of the main reasons why we wanted to have ZAC on today, because there's a bit of news about the skunk bone thing. Now, if you've been paying a little bit of attention, maybe you haven't, but you know, skunk bone page has been pretty quiet for a while. Obviously, we haven't played any gigs in like over 12 months at this point. But, you know, we were spending a lot of time this year writing new material, working on a new album for you guys, trying to, you know, get some really... It was coming along really nicely. We were getting a lot of really cool stuff together that we were really, really proud of. And, look, without going into too much detail, a lot of stuff kind of came to a head. There was some things that were found out that, you know, I hadn't known about previously, and basically it just came down to a situation where there was some irreconcilable differences between Corey and us, and it was just a situation where things couldn't really continue the way they were, so unfortunately, you know, we kind of had to go our separate ways on stuff. And that basically means that for the time being at least, and for, you know, the short to medium term future, Skunkbone as a thing is kind of done for now. That's not to say that maybe someday way down the line, you know, something might happen again in future, but for now, there's not going to be any new Skunkbone songs coming out. There's not going to be any more Skunkbone gigs, unfortunately. Which is a shame, because that new material we were working on was absolutely killer. We were really, really keen to get it out to you guys, and unfortunately, it's the way things have shaken out. That's not going to be possible. Now, we will be leaving Infirmity online. That's still going to stay online for everybody. So y'all can still listen to that. And we are gonna keep the merch store online, so if you have anything on there that you want to get, please feel free to go and scoop it up. But basically, there's probably not going to be any new Skunkbone stuff happening for a while. Look, I know that's definitely gonna... Some people are going to be sad about that. We're sad about it. You know, we're disappointed that it's come to the situation it's come to, but for everyone involved, this is just kind of the way that it had to be, unfortunately. So that's kind of what I'm wanting to say about it there. Zach, have you... You know, do you want to speak to the people on it and let them know anything else?
Yeah. Look, it was more like this one. It really does. It sucks. Because Corey for me is like a long time friend from a long time ago. But like it has, yeah. As always, it's sort of not a well guy. We do wish him all the best and stuff at the moment. But yeah, there are some
Absolutely. Yes.
there's there's some stuff that we just sort of can't get past at this point in time. And then there's some sort of also some wounds on my side and Ralph's as well that need to heal a bit, sort of even to consider talking again. So it's going to take a lot of time. So it's very indefinite end for that at the moment, and I'm fucking devastated about that. And I'm very sorry to everyone who was keen and who did like Skunk Bone, because I loved it. Like I love doing it. I love playing for you guys. And because grunge is my fucking roots, man. That's like, that was, and especially playing with Corey, so it stings a bit deep. And the second album, man, it was really banging. Like I was really keen to get that up, but unfortunately it might not ever see the light of day.
Yeah. Those songs, like, trust me, when I say that those songs were good, like, they were, it's not just because they're our songs. They were really fucking good songs. They were, the production was next level. Like, I learned a lot about from previous recordings and evolved to a new level. So the production was going to be really, really good. It was sounding so sweet, and we got most of the way through it as well, you know. We got a fair way through it, but it just wouldn't feel right still kind of releasing the songs.
No.
Without
not under the circumstances at the moment.
No, especially if you can't tour them as well.
Yeah,
because it's half the reason why you get into it, isn't it?
And that's the thing. I wouldn't want to. Absolutely, and I wouldn't want to be able to. I wouldn't want to put a product out there for everyone to like fall in love with and not be able to come and meet that in person as well. That would suck, and it would feel sort of half-assed and a disservice to the audience.
No, that's fair enough. Well, yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, and I mean, there is one song on
anyway,
there.
I think that should cover, but unfortunately.
Yeah, and like I said, you know, we're gonna leave the merch store up, so if people still want to buy the stuff, they can. You know, we still got some copies of the first album if people want to scoop those up. Everything's gonna stay online from it. Don't worry, it's not going away. You can still listen to it. You can still watch the film clips if you want to watch those. But just in terms of any new stuff, that's not really gonna be happening, I'm afraid. So that's kind of all we wanted to say on that, I think.
Okay.
But on the other hand, on the good side, NCV.
Yes.
The shit that's coming out of NCV.
The camp.
Like writing sessions.
We got like 10. I think there's 10 songs in the Google Drive at the moment that are different, varying degrees of completion. We got to get our asses in gear and kind of finish them off, but they're there and they're pretty solid. Yeah, it's a nice variety.
There's a couple of tracks. Yeah, there's a couple of tracks where my legs like seize up. I'm trying to go that fast. Good.
Yeah, he's got to learn some new skills. He's got to learn some new skills. Got to learn how to blast beat. You know. Yeah. And some stuff that's a little bit different as well that we're working on. So a bit more. Yeah, we're trying to do some variety.
If you guys have gone down the route of obviously doing everything sort of on that digital scale, why not just get triggers on your kicks and just save your legs so you can just be a bit more tight and soldered?
Maybe still got to play them.
Yeah, but as in you don't have to. You don't. Yes, but you don't have to keep the force into it. As long as the drum meets the pad, it doesn't matter how hard it hits it. It'll always give a consistent sound.
That's not a bad idea. I actually
there is that.
Something to look into. Yeah, there is. I got to get myself a new set of kicks in the first place. Yeah.
But no,
I get myself a new set of kicks and then maybe look at triggers and stuff. But for the moment, it's never going to have training technique.
Hey, at the end of the day, not at the end of the day. Far out.
Yeah.
Last thing you want to do though is get in the studio.
The stuff.
And then an evil producer named Raf goes, "You can do it."
I have no idea what you're talking about. Evil producer. What are you talking about?
I've also been working on this solo album of mine, and he's been right a mass on the guitars, especially. We did it like methodically, like fucking exactly plotted out every song and did it in a couple of days based on like tuning and the strings and everything sounding consistent. So he rode my fucking ass on those guitars, man.
No, it's good
Yeah,
though.
that's gonna sound good. So that's a different thing. But
Yeah, you're gonna send me.
that's coming soon.
You're gonna resend that to me.
You bet your ass.
Yeah,
I'm
cool.
gonna put you on.
Yeah, put that one on. You remember it?
Hell yeah. Yeah, I know. I've got there's also that blues album that people.
Yeah.
There's a few people out in the sphere there that might remember me chatting about making a blues German album. That's still in the works. I've still got a bunch of 15 songs there. But unfortunately, I need to re-record them. I have the rights to all of the songs, but the recordings themselves, I no longer talk to the producer who helped me out with those. So I need to re-record them. I need to do a Taylor Swift.
ZAC's version.
Yeah, Zachy Swift.
But yeah, I mean, and
Yeah,
that's
and she crushed it, man. She nailed it.
like I think we're coming into, we're sort of 2023 was a very rough year for lots of ups and downs. I think for us both in 2023. Obviously I had that amazing holiday, got to go and do all that crazy cool shit. Nuclear Vision has played some cool shows this year. We obviously got to support on that New Metal Mayhem tour. We got to do Hell Vegan Fest and Wallapalooza. And we've had some, we released the film clip.
Banger.
And the new song. So, we've had kind of a good year in terms of that stuff, but it's been very tough behind the scenes, obviously, in addition to everything going on around the situation with Skunkbone. There's been, a lot of stress and strain on people for various things. But I think looking forward, like the end of this year is things are coming into a better place for both of us. That I think is going to mean that we can hit 2024 full force. We can dive into that, and hopefully, as Zach said, he's got that solo album there, and hopefully we can dive into that and get that finished, because it definitely needs finishing.
Yeah.
And
I have, because also I've realized, so the last couple of NTV shows I've jumped up on CJ's OC, a couple jumped on the kit, and Brad has graciously allowed me to step up there and do dual vocals with him for the last song of Human Waste, which has been hella fun, and it's reminded me how fucking much I love doing metal vocals, and I've missed it a lot. And so especially performing live and stuff and getting in motherfuckers' faces, missed it, really missed it.
So a couple
to be able to do.
A couple of weeks ago, I went to a show in Camden and ended up hopping up on stage again. Did 2 songs. And I hopped off stage. Nah.
Really? What'd you do? Which songs?
After did 2 Lamb of God songs. Walked off stage and I'm just like, yeah, got nothing. Had nothing.
Oh.
Done. I'm done.
Really?
I'm done. Done.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was really weird. I had a great time doing it with the guys. They're a great bunch of dudes. But as far as going back into it like it's a full-time thing, no.
So what I hear you saying is, if the Sterling Archer All-Stars were to ride again, for one night only.
Oh, don't you dare, Raph. Don't you dare. Oh, that would be interesting.
I'm teasing. I don't know. Well, like I said, I tried to do another one the year after. And
Zach on drums.
But yeah, so
No.
We're moving into a better position at the end of this year. I think in both of our households to really dive into a lot of our stuff this year. Like Nuclear Vision, there's going to be a lot of focus on writing and trying to get this try and get a new album in the can. And there is some other challenges that Nuclear Vision is facing, which I'm not going to go into right now. Just from some of the other members having not the best time at the moment. But like I said, it's not my place to go into that stuff in any detail. So that's just to there. But it's not. I don't think it's anything that's going to affect the future.
All of our love.
Yeah, sending all of our love to those boys. But
I have no idea what's going on, but I'm sending you my love
that's
too.
okay.
Just
That's all right. Like I said, it's not our place to say anything to about that. That's their situation.
But it seems to be the scene at the moment. I don't know. Everyone's getting that end of year blues or something like that. This year seems to be really bad. This seems just seems to be a lot of shit going. Everyone's got a lot on their fucking plate.
Yeah, but look, that's why I'm glad that we're coming into the end of the year with things moving into better position. Moving into a better position, because it's going to enable us to make the most of 2024. Like I said, we're going to be able to dive into writing that Nuclear Vision album and get that written and tracked and get that, hopefully get that released next year. That's I think, I hope I'm not speaking out of turn there. Sorry, Brad, if I am, or sorry, and Zach, if I'm speaking out of turn, but I'm kind of thinking that potentially next year for that to come out, hopefully anyway.
Yeah, I think that was the target for sure. I think that was the target, absolutely.
Yeah, because
that's what Brad said on the podcast last time. He said next year.
Yeah, I think so. I'm thinking next year is hopefully when we can get that out. I don't know what that's going to entail in terms of film clip releases or anything like that. I'm just talking about the album itself. But if we can do that and get that out, that'll be really cool. As Zach's mentioned there, he's got his solo metal album, and I think that's a good goal for us to get that finished next year. I think that we might be able to finally get some of the Saints Vicious stuff maybe getting released next year.
Hey!
Finally, which is crazy because some of those songs by that stage are going to be over 12 years old. But I'm not re-recording them because I don't have all the pieces I need to re-record them, so they're just going to come out as they are. As shit as they might sound, they're going to come out as they are.
That's kind of the character of it, though, right?
Yeah. Well, I think I need to make like an intro track for us if we ever do a live show that's like, the worst rappers alive or some shit, like, Yeah. So we're just gonna have some fun with that and put that out, and there's probably not going to be any shows for that unless there's a particular demand. But try and get the shows. It would be so much fun to do a show. It would be cool. It would be cool to do a show. Maybe one or two here, very occasionally or something. Maybe if Kid Crusher comes back to Brizzy, we can see if we can teach.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, so 2024 is looking like potentially a good year in terms of music from our side.
So Skunkbone may be done, but the boys are not busy. That's
exactly. We got plenty to keep us busy. Plenty of stuff to keep us.
So
busy.
even though Skunkbone's done and dusted for the for the foreseeable future, if you enjoyed these two gentlemen in general and you follow them in general, you can go check out their other projects.
Yeah.
And that's the fun part, because these guys are so freaking busy, and that's what we like. Busy musicians are happy musicians.
Nuclear Vision is the one that you want to follow.
Yeah.
If you are interested, there's like single pages out there. There's pages out there. You can follow Zach's business page with Paradox Studios.
Great work over there.
You can follow my page. You can follow Raf's Place if you like. If you want to get your
stuff. If you need
Raf's Place, if you need graphic design, you can hit up Zach. All that good stuff. We're doing plenty of creative stuff to keep ourselves busy going into next year. So that's kind of that's where we're at musically anyway.
Mm.
So
are you partaking in good things this year, Zachary?
No festivals for me this year. Actually, a very, very sparse this year, to be honest. And that's to be honest, I'm not going to say too much, but got some other priorities, especially looking after. Got some more people in the house we're looking after. We're Ken's brother, teenage brother and stuff. So that's been pretty cool. I've been teaching him how to code and stuff, and he's like super smart. So he's like outshone me in like a week. And, like,
Smart kid.
kind of above and beyond. Yeah, super smart. But yeah, no, that's been cool. It's got its own challenges, but yeah, we've got other stuff. So like trying to keep music going has been difficult at times, but like also a lot of the time again you get back into the rehearsal room with your boys and shit like that, and everything sort of sets right again. You're like, oh, that's better. That's my outlet vibe. That's where I need to sit in time, because yeah, that's the like for some people it's not that. Some people it is that, and then you grow sort of away from that. But like again, I took like a 2-year break away from playing any sort of music until Skunk Phone picked up, which sort of Skunk Phone was the thing that sort of got me back into playing tunes, but not singing or guitar or anything. It was playing drums. I think that might be a thing, Carl. Maybe you need to switch up the instrument.
Maybe it's the drums for you, man. Maybe it's the drums. You smash the shit out of them.
So, yeah.
In other news, we've been getting quite a few reaction videos up on the Metal Ruse channel. So if you like your reactions, head over there. We just had in the last couple of weeks, by the way, if you're interested, we had the new song from Crosses.
Yep. The
Light
black
as a
and
Feather,
gold
that
one
was
just went up
weeks
today.
ago. Yep. We did there was a black gold reaction. So if you don't know those guys, check them out. Like
fuck
they're real
cool.
real fun nu metal vibes from those boys. Very mysterious group of dudes. They like to keep their anonymity. They really don't do much press or interviews. They kind of wear all this stuff to keep their identities hidden. They do pitch shifting on their voices to disguise their voices whenever they are doing interviews. They really don't talk much about anything that could identify who they are. So they're very, very secretive about their identities. We also had the new ones from Northlane and Caligula's Horse.
That
went up as well.
good one. The Caligula's Horse one was fucking tits.
That song is heavy as a motherfucker. And I think we've got another one coming soon too.
We do.
It's going to be coming soon for our good friends in Small Gods. We did a reaction to their new song that's just come out. God damn, if you haven't checked that out.
That was another. Whoa.
The breakdown in that fucking song, like, you better have your stank face ready to go when that breakdown kicks in, because you're going to need it. They had no right making a breakdown that heavy.
Like, I can't
Honestly.
stop smiling thinking about it, because I watched it back when I was editing the video, and it was just so funny when it came in, because I can't see it. Like, I can see us now when we're talking, but when we do the reactions, I can't see us.
Yeah.
So I'll get to watch it afterwards, and I'll tell you what, I love it when we get a real good one that we both really fucking enjoy, because they're funny as shit.
Yeah.
It's like a blind study. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It really, really does go very, very hard, and it's very enjoyable. So if you haven't checked out Small Gods yet, definitely get on that. Like, real proud of Eric and Dan and the boys, what they've got going there, because it's something special. It's something special, and I'm really keen to see what else they're able to achieve. So, but that's coming up, and like we said, we've got good things coming up this weekend. Pack your rain gear. I'm going to be down there. I'm going to be at Good Things in Brisbane. So if you're going to be in Good Things at Brisbane, keep an eye out for me. And, I'm probably going to be trying to interview people. Just have, just some punters that are down and about. Just being like, hey, what do you think of the day so far? Who have you liked? Who are you keen to see? All that kind of good stuff. So I'll be around. So catch me if you can. And get on the interview. Get on the channel and give us your thoughts on the day.
Because we're interested. I'm interested.
Buy us a drink.
Yeah, buy him a drink. Buy him 10.
Not 10. I do have to work the next day.
Sure.
That's fucking
Rookie mistake.
Yeah.
Rookie mistake.
See, my whole thing is when I'll hit this point where I'll start drinking, and then drunk Kyle says, "Fuck sober Kyle. Fuck him in his ass," and drunk Kyle just keeps going. And then the next day, sober Kyle wakes up and he's like, "Fuck drunk Kyle," and it's just it's fucked in the face. Party goblins, man. I've got a party goblin.
Fucks in the face.
My party goblin goes pretty wild when he gets started.
Yeah, that's a problem, man. Like when as soon as you're at a festival, it'd be like you want to get half prime for Limp Bizkit, then Limp Bizkit will come on, and then the euphoria and the adrenaline will kick in, and then you probably want to kick on, have a couple afterwards, just calm down, but you won't be able to calm down. I love that shit.
I have been seeing very, very positive feedback from all of the side shows thus far. Slaughter to Prevail, Corey Taylor, Limp Bizkit, all of the side shows that have been going on. I've been seeing lots and lots and lots of positive feedback. So I am very much looking forward to the weekend. Very keen, very excited to get down there and see all the bands.
What are the side shows?
I think everyone. Pretty much everyone.
A lot of the bands, a lot of the bands are playing sideshows.
Enter Shikari did, Slaughter to Prevail, Limp Bizkit. I didn't see Fallout Boy. Electric Callboy did a side one.
Boy's doing tonight in Sydney. I don't think Fallout Boy's doing it because they're headlining the festival.
Yeah.
Behemoth.
Okay, gotcha.
Behemoth did a sideshow that got really.
Enter
really
Shikari would have been fucking hectic. Enter Shikari would have been really good.
Oh, it's wild. I've been seeing, and so everything I've been seeing from these sideshows has been really, really positive. I haven't seen one person who said they're disappointed. So,
but to be fair, that good things line up.
Their A game.
That good things line up.
Look,
you're never going to make everyone happy. To me, that's a perfect lineup. But one thing I will say is that I've seen a shit ton of the bands that are on there, and every single one of them are good live acts. And that is one thing they put a lot of thought into. It doesn't matter where these people play in the day, they're going to fucking have a banging show.
I was talking about it with the missus this morning. Behemoth puts on an amazing show regardless of where they are in the lineup. Like that's a given. That's a given. They could be playing at midday, at 3 in the afternoon, at headliner. Doesn't matter. You will get the same show with Behemoth every single time. You will get the pyro. You will get the amazing performance from them, and they just do not know how to do a bad show.
Nah.
So Behemoth is a guarantee of a good set, anytime, any place. I'm really excited to see Stand Atlantic. They're there early in the day, but I hear a lot of good things about about that crew. So ever since we had the interview, I had the interview with Magdalene Rose earlier this year, and she brought them to my attention. I checked them out, and they're really, really good. I'm excited to see Limp Bizkit again. It's been too long since I saw them.
Everyone is raving about their set. I've just been like my Facebook feed has just been going bonkers.
I feel so sorry for Wes Borland with his current outfit.
Why? He does it to himself.
So sorry for him. Like this,
the guy literally punches himself in the dick.
His outfit is just insane. I'm gonna try and find it.
Hey, as far as I'm concerned, it looks no different than a windbreaker. You look crazy. I know Raph hates it, but I suffer internally enough for my art when I used to. I suffered enough internally. The least I could do was be comfortable on stage.
Yeah, I'm trying to find...
You didn't have paint on. You never did that paint shit. That's suffering. Putting a fucking mask on, man. That's suffering.
I got so much respect for all bands that do it because being up on stage and stuff like that, I used to sweat my tits off. You know what I mean? And like I'm a sweaty dude, but when you're doing that with a mask and stuff like that, oh, bro, no, thank you.
A little behind the scenes thing. I've got little holes in my beak, so the sweat
can drop out.
So it doesn't cool.
You know what I'm surprised you haven't done? I'm surprised you actually haven't done what they actually used to do with those masks. You know those.
Oh, the herbs and stuff. That it's just the latex one. I've looked at a couple of Plague Doctor masks.
You know what you should do?
I'm actually
just
thinking about
grab a bag of pop puree and just shove it down the end of the beak.
No, because then it'll get wet and it'll rot.
No, pull the bag out and throw it away.
Yeah. But yeah, like that mask, you're muted, man.
Oh yeah, no, it just needs dripples.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still remember, man. Like I think the first couple of times you used it, and then you took it off afterwards, and you like tipped it upside down, and it was like pouring out. Like,
That's
not just
fucking
the strips,
disgusting.
literally poured out because it was just so much in there.
Dude.
My new mask arrived, which is very cool.
Yeah, man, I'm
really
digging
psyched
it.
to break that out
That
next
looks
year.
awesome. Looks fucking amazing.
It's definitely a bit of a evolution to the look.
Who's the guy that made it?
Yeah,
Who's the artist that made it?
I want to give a
Yeah,
shout
give him a
out.
plug.
So it's a guy on Facebook is Alexander Titanium is his name on Facebook. I'm just trying to find the name of his Etsy store because that's where I got it from. Titanium Works on Etsy is the one that's there. Really,
There you
really
go.
good stuff. High quality masks. The straps are quite good. Don't know about long-term durability yet because I literally only just got it, but it feels quite solid. So I'm looking forward to
Oh, we'll
having a
see.
good time. I'm looking forward to having a good time using that. Breaking that look out. Might do a little preview video to put up somewhere for it to unveil it. Just got to get a couple of other things first before I can do that. But that might be something that's in the works.
Is there going to be a new kind of look ski for the new Nuclear Vision album? Are we going to sort of update it or change? Like, no, because I
don't
love
think
the
so,
look.
Not in a major way. We kind of just update as individually as we go. I think.
Yeah, okay.
We tried to do a very specific thing early on that, I was like, hey, I think we should do this. This seems like a good idea. And it kind of didn't really stick or take off. And it was never like uniform masks or anything. It was just like a bit of consistency to our look. But that didn't end up coming through. So we're kind of all doing a bit of our own thing now. Like ZAC's doing got like the black wife beater with the Tony Stark positioning of the logo of the nuclear logo.
Yeah, I love that.
Brad's doing his very
Yeah.
like gas mask and camo thing.
Well,
Brody's
I'm wearing to match that. I'm also wearing my bulletproof vest.
Oh yes,
Which,
yes, you've been starting to do that too, haven't you? Been adding a bit of that in.
Yeah.
Brody's got like the
It's a nice
full
hug.
cloak, kind of like cloak thing going on with his stuff. And I've if you caught the New Metal Mayhem shows or Wallapalooza, you'll know I've incorporated a bit more of like a leather butcher's apron into my vibe. So, which seems to be quite popular. It looks pretty badass on stage if you've seen the photos, I think. So,
Just go the Silent Hill Pyramid Head.
mate, I need to be able to move around stage.
so
to
difficult on
wheel the rest of
stage.
these guys over, like.
Yeah.
Mate, I'll tell you what, if you come out on stage like that, I wouldn't give a shit whether you move around or not. You just look look hectic. We're having nightmares.
But no, I think when, because I was really stoked with the mask that I had been rocking, and it looked extremely badass and unsettling. Then Brody found his one, and it was like that was a whole new level of off-putting. But I think my new one's gonna take a bit back.
Yeah.
I think it takes a little bit of that back. So.
Yeah.
And it'll be good because the new one I'm getting as well, like after summer, because I'm keeping this shaved over summer, but after summer I'm going to try and grow it out a bit again. So once it's got some length in it, I'll be able to headbang with the current mask and have some hair going around quite, without too much hassle. So it'll be good.
It's good,
It's
man.
going to be a good time.
I'm loving it.
It's going to be a good time. I should put mask shelves in here or something.
You
so I
should
can
have.
have them along the back.
You should. That'd be cool. Then it's cookie dog.
But
Oh,
yeah,
you got a dog?
so-
Is that a sausage dog?
Yeah. Do you guys want to see?
Yes, I want to see.
This is
Oh,
Cookie.
you're so cute.
She's a terrible, terrible person.
Oh,
She's a mini dog. Yes, you are.
She barks at me so much when I come to visit.
mate, that dog
Yeah, she hates everyone.
through the camera, the dog's
The
eyes
eyes are
are
super
red.
red.
That Satan is in that dog.
Yeah.
It's so cute. It's a Satan dog. Oh, you're a Satan dog.
Her name is Cookie. I think she should be called Karen because she's straight up Karen.
Oh,
Like she's a fucking bitch. She's a real bitch.
that's my dog now. My dog's a grumpy old fart. That's all he is. Just a grumpy old man.
So, mate,
yeah.
I don't think we've had a chance to talk about it. Zach, what is your thoughts on the Knotfest lineup?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's weird that Slipknot's not playing.
Yeah.
That's weird to me. Did Ozzy Osbourne ever do an Ozfest where he didn't play one?
I don't believe so. Even though he probably should
Yeah.
have skipped some.
I mean, look,
but
it's
I
still
don't
early.
think
No,
he
like
was.
that's it.
But no, I don't think he.
But like,
I don't
yeah,
think he
that
was skipped on.
yeah, it's just odd to me. I think, and now I get like Pantera is a big draw for sure. But like it not like it's in the fucking name. You know what I mean? Like that you would expect it. I don't know. It feels like from a person who does advertising all the time, like it's sort of a misdirection.
Man, this could be a precursor though into obviously Slipknot not being with Roadrunner anymore and shit like that, going down the sort of Metallica route, but doing it a bit differently, if that makes sense. Like
It's seemingly where Slipknot seems to be going to me is less of a band and more of a theatre production. It's seemingly
or a brand.
it's been a brand forever.
Yeah.
They were really good at that from the start. That's why they're big, because their branding and their marketing fucking off the hook. Always has been. A documentary came out with every fucking album. It was awesome. Their marketing and the way that they interacted with their fans was next level. I think that's what really sold them to a lot of us when we were kids. The thing is, where they've got now is that it's so big and there's so much money put into it. It's similar to Metallica. Metallica, though, for some reason, still somewhat feels like a band, and I think it's because of there's so many fucking people and stuff like that. Managing all of that, it has to be sort of put together like a theatre production because there's so many different players and parts. And also, it's seemingly now members are becoming more and more exponential. It doesn't seem like it was the brotherhood that Paul Gray once spoke about in the Subliminal Versus documentary. It doesn't seem like it's that anymore.
You're talking 20 years ago. That's some people's lifetimes. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
a lot of shit changes in that. But I think what's a good idea for a band that complains that they don't make much money, it's a really good idea to pay for all the bands to come out here and organise a show under your brand and then make all the money back off the tickets and all the Not Fest merch and all the little bits and pieces that you're probably going to do it. Like, to actually have a band that's a big enough brand that you don't even have to fucking play the show. You can just put the second part of your name, call it, and put Fest at the end of it, and it's pretty much a cash cow. Let's just call it for what it is.
I think that's the other thing. The other thing to consider though is like, I think, okay, devil's advocate for a minute.
I think it's great.
If they were on it, if they were on the lineup, people would be, if they were on the lineup and they were headlining, okay, people would say, why are they headlining over Pantera? If they were on the lineup, if they were on the lineup and Pantera was headlining, people would say, why aren't Slipknot headlining? It's their festival.
Yeah, but
So
see,
and I'm not saying that excuses not being on it. I'm just saying, regardless of what they like, Pantera is the draw here.
But that's literally everything you do. There's going to be two factions that like it and don't. This is a subjective medium, man. There's always going to be the two camps that you can't fucking please everyone.
Precisely. So there's some people that are fine with Slipknot not being on it. There's some people that think it like yourself, and that's perfectly valid. That are like, it just feels weird.
I just think it's weird. There's no hate or anything. I'm like, it just feels odd.
It did feel odd, but I didn't give a shit when I saw Pantera on that headline.
Yeah, no, that's fucking super cool. And yeah, there's a bunch of really sick bands on there. I'm like, that's a cool lineup, man.
I mean, look,
weird. Lamb of God is forever.
Looking at that lineup, right? Like, obviously Pantera. Like, let's just look at the fact for a second that next year, within the space of about a month of each other, I get to see two bands that I had written off.
Yeah.
I get to see two bands that I had written off any chance of ever getting to see live. One is Mudvayne and one is Pantera. asterisk next to Pantera. We'll put the asterisk next to Pantera for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But like this is it. Like this is probably the only time that they're coming here.
Yeah.
Right? Like with so if you want to see them, that's it. Like and the guys aren't coming back. Like it sucks to say, Diamond Vinny are not fucking coming back from the dead to beat. So if you want to see any version of Pantera, this is as close as you're ever going to get again. And I think that's what they're banking on with the whole fucking project. To be honest with you,
Zach isn't Dom, but Zach's fucking Zach.
Oh, exactly. Like ZAC Wild is if that's, and I always maintained for years and years and years and years that if there was ever going to be a Pantera reunion, even when Vinny was still around, I'm like, if there's ever going to be a reunion show of any kind, the only guitarist that people would accept in that position would be ZAC Wild.
And it's what is it? His best friend.
It was either going to be you get ZAC Wild to do the whole thing, or you get several guitarists that were like good friends with Dime to do different songs throughout the show. Only problem then is that's like a 1 or 2 show thing. You can't take that whole show on the tour if you do that. So I always made if anyone was going to be the guy, it was going to be ZAC Wild.
Mate, 100% you could take that on. If you had some decent names on there, all you do is meet and greets.
Look, no, you could.
You could do it.
I'm not saying it wouldn't have appeal to take on the road. I'm saying you couldn't keep those guys away from their own bands.
Did anyone see ZAC Wild's guitar that he's using for the tour?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, bro.
That SGV thing?
He's got the Dime, right?
Yeah. Oh, no, that's right. Yeah.
But it's got his signature paint job, the cream and black. It looks shit hot.
Bullseye. Yeah.
So it's the Razorback with his paint job on it.
Oh, it looks shit hot, man. It looks so good.
Yeah.
Nice. And I mean, look, and like I said, Mudvayne as well. Like I am gobsmacked that I get to see Mudvayne next year.
Yeah, man,
like, that is wild to me. But getting back to this Knotfest lineup, so Disturbed, obviously, like I can't remember the last time I saw Disturbed. Would have been over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I haven't really kept up with any of their newer stuff that they've done because it kind of fell into that meme of the Disturbed song, that every song is just the same song. Like, I cannot listen to Down With The Sickness anymore. I can't. Like, it makes me physically ill to listen to it because I've heard it too many times.
I ain't ever going to put shit on him just in case we ever have him on the show. But
I'm not putting shit on him. I'm not putting shit on him.
No, I do. Okay, it got to a stage with them.
Out on some of
but that's because it was so good. The first 2 albums were just pure mint. But it got to a stage where David Draymond's voice was so recognisable. It was just like, that's Disturbed. Like, and they were fucking everywhere.
Well, they found a formula and they stuck with it. And that's what.
Yeah.
That's where I think.
I do wonder though.
Fall into that.
I do wonder about the saturation though. Did Disturb oversaturate their market?
Oh, I think the record label oversaturated them. 100%.
Yeah, I don't know if it was.
But they did. But they did that with System of a Down too.
Yeah. Well, we all did that with System to ourselves as well. Like, we all got all the records.
Okay. My big. I think my big issue with Toxicity was that when it came out, I was really hitting the metal clubs hard, and that's all they were playing. You would hear that one album 2 or 3 times in a night in the one club, and it just got fucking annoying.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Going down again, like Lamb of God is another band where you're always going to get a good show. Like, you're always going to get a good show out of those guys.
Mate, they picked 2 of the most consistent. They picked 2 of the most consistent bands in metal, like Lamb of God and. I
mean, look, and I
Disturbed.
think we've talked before. We briefly mentioned in the past that, since the change in drummer, it feels like Lamb of God stuff hasn't had quite the same edge to it that it's had before. And look, again, that's fine. Like that bands change their sound, or they find a sound and they stick with it, and that's perfectly fine. That's their prerogative to do that. They can do that if they like. I for me, after about their first 5 or 6 albums, I kind of dropped off a bit because again, it all kind of started sounding a lot of the same. And I always liked their more experimental stuff, like Reclamation, King Me, Overlord, like the stuff that was a little bit outside of what they normally did. I always thought was their best stuff. It was my favorite songs of theirs, you know, and it doesn't seem, it seems like they've just kind of fallen into that groove of, yep, this is our sound, let's go and do that.
Well, yeah, Strum on Drain. Strum on Drain was like a fucking masterpiece. That was such a good album.
Absolutely.
And then after Chris left, like
I got so much
I've been
shit for this,
gripped by
Wrath.
I love Wrath.
Wrath is just like
the first introduction.
Right, that was as far as I'm concerned, that is their fucking best album.
But what's the one after Wrath?
Not Sacrament. Sacrament was like that had redneck and pathetic.
That was my intro.
Insane.
But
Sacrament had descending and shit.
Wrath was just
Sacrament's a good album. It's a very, very, very
solid
good album.
as fuck.
Wrath is a more mature album. Wrath is a more mature.
Wrath is when they flexed out as writers,
and they went. All right, we've got all of this thing. We've like kind of found our vibe, and we've gone right. Yep, this is the.
They put groove on their thrash. That's what I love so much about that album. They put so much groove on it.
Well, I think
it just perfection.
I think Wrath was a little bit of a precursor to Strum on Drain. If that makes sense, like they matured as writers a little bit, and they were sort of getting to that point where Randy could, because like right before Strum on Drain was Revelations. So
Resolution. Revelations on
Resolution.
The track.
Yeah, Resolution was the album.
The album after Wrath.
Yes.
Yeah. Resolution is I think one of like Resolution. It was. I look at those 3 albums as like almost an unintentional trilogy. Like Sacrament was an incredible piece of just aggression. Sacrament was the perfect example of new wave of American heavy metal.
Oh yeah.
Right? It was that new era of what metal was becoming in the 2000s, and then Wrath, they kind of stepped up and like I said, matured and evolved a little bit in the songwriting, and there was a bit more, depth to what was happening. And then Resolution was like another step up again on that. And they just went, all right, we've taken all of the, like, because not that Wrath wasn't an aggressive album, it was, but they kind of went, all right, let's take the mature songwriting that we're doing on Wrath and bring that, take that in, and give it an injection of that aggression again, and really go, like, and they just turned everything up, and it was, in terms of songwriting and composition and production, everything about Resolution is just I think, easily some of their best work. As you said, obviously they fell into certain legal issues. Certain legal issues there, and then
that was big fucking setback.
Sturm und Drang was, Sturm und Drang was a result of everything that Randy had gone through, and the band had gone through as a result of that. And it's very much a product of that experience.
I honestly think Sturm und Drang though is their magnum opus.
There's definitely a case there. There really is.
That's their pinnacle.
There really, really is. I kind of feel though that the stuff they've released since then, so the self-titled album and then Omens, I don't know. It just feels like it's lacking. It just feels very generic Lamb of God. To me, anyway.
I think it gets to a point. Look, it gets to a point after your 6th, 7th. Like you really.
Yeah.
Look, your formula's there. Their own, and it gets to a point where you're either not picking up new fans, or they've turned into a point where they're almost generational now. My kids listen to Lamb of God. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, why muck around with
I've said this forever. Is that like there's only really so many songs a particular group can write.
Yeah.
I honestly feel that's true. There's only a certain amount of, and that might be different amounts for different groups and stuff like that. But I honestly feel that there's like a set amount in the universal Tao and the balance of things that like this group is only really here to make, you know, X amount of albums or one album or this you know, Temple of the Dog, one album, amazing album by like basically what ended up being Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, and it was all one band sort of thing, based on the death of the dude from Mother Love Bone, and that one album is like Pearl Jam and fucking Soundgarden. It just so it's like, but it's like Slip. That's where I'm sort of at with Slipknot and even Korn to a degree. Is that like they've been around for so long, and like, so there's only so many riffs and stuff before that flavor and that formula gets real stale.
The only thing that I would suggest with Lamb of God, just get 8 strings and just get lower. Just get lower. Do you know what I mean? Just give him 8 strings and tell Randy lower.
I don't think
but the other part is it's like they're going to put out, I don't know, an artist is going to put out what an artist wants to put out, and they should do that. They should always do that. Whether the audience, whether people, even like people like us, like it or not, that's it's all subjective, right? There's going to be people that like, I hate when people shit on artists because it's like it costs nothing to encourage an artist and to see what cool shit could exist. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, never want to discourage anyone from like trying anything, even if it's fucking bizarre.
Yeah, man.
Buzz helped me embrace that a lot.
Yeah.
Buzz Burnson, shout out to that motherfucker. I love him forever. Yeah. He put me on the Dizzy record, and that it's be who you like, express the way you want it. Even if that may feel like it's going to isolate you and make you into the weirdo, be that. That's because it's you. If it's you.
Yeah. And look, and that's
so every artist, everyone who wants to try things should.
Yeah, and I mean, I always say, like, we want the weird shit, we want the unique shit, we want just the different stuff, you know, and I think part of it as well, I think, could come down to the fact that I've just listened to so much of these bands that, you know, I've kind of not, you know, maybe done it to myself in a way, or, like, not necessarily, and I don't think I'm, like, hyper-fixated on them necessarily, but you listen to a lot of a band and you can burn yourself out on them as well, so there's those two factors to consider also. But regardless, I'm very, very keen to see Disturbed again. I'm very, very keen to see Lamb of God. And then you get down into, you know, those are like obviously Pantera, Disturbed, and Lamb of God are the key acts on there. I'm excited to see Hailstorm for sure. Like I'm not super into their material, but I have heard a lot of good things. And I've heard that Lizzie Hale is an incredible performer. So I'm very, very excited to see that. The Who, as in that Mongolian band, not as in the British rockers from back in the day.
You've seen the Who band before, haven't you?
I have. Yes, I have. I caught them at Eaton's Hill when they toured Australia last year. Oh
yeah, that show where they oversold it.
Yeah, they oversold the fucking venue and it was way too packed. But they put on a good show. It was the fact that there was like 8 of them up there. There was a bit cramped, you know, not a lot of room to move around. But they are very, you know, they're excited to get up there and perform their music. I get, you know, and they're excited to travel the world and do that and bring their Mongolian culture to the world in that via that channel. And I think they're going to be a great addition to the lineup. A bit of variety, as we talked about. Asking Alexandria, well, you know, I could take it or leave it there. Wage War is a band like
yes.
I love Wage War.
A band that I've
there's a couple of songs that get a little bit singy.
I love it
before, but everyone's raving about it.
Bruh,
so I'm excited to see what comes out of that.
Wage War, bruh.
Dude, there's this song. All right, there's this song called Manic.
What's
you
up,
should check out the song called Manic.
Hold up. All right.
How you going, Halo?
I'm gonna listen to it right now. I'm gonna listen to it right fucking now.
Yeah.
What's going on? Yeah. What's going on, Craven?
Man, I'll tell you, like, yeah, I thought it was stacked as shit. Yeah, Wage War, one of those ones that I really cannot wait to see live.
Yeah, Wage War is fucking awesome. I've been into them for a little. They're on my like exercise playlist. When I go running, I put some fucking Wage War on. They're pretty badass, man. Like, I'm just there's some metalcore parts of it.
Love it.
where they start getting into the singing and I'm just not into it, man. It's you. It seems like you ruined a perfectly good death metal song sometimes.
Yeah, I feel ya. I feel ya.
Blending is nice.
One thing I really, and look, I appreciate anyone that can sing, anyone that can scream, but when you all can do donde estos, you know what I mean? When you can do both, yeah, when you can do both, like, oh my lord, and you can do those switches live and nail them. It just there's that level of control, you know what I mean? Especially when you can do it really fucking well. That just you know, like,
I'll definitely have a listen to some of their stuff in the run up. I think I've had a bit of a listen just now, and I'm like, that's really good. Escape the Fate's gonna have a good show. I think they're gonna have definitely have a crowd there, and you know, I like some of their stuff. They'll probably be alright. Die Artist Murder. They'll have the new singer.
Yeah.
So curious to see how
that'll be interesting. You got
see how they are received.
That'll be very interesting.
Skindred, we've already talked about, man. Like, I'm hyped as a motherfucker for those guys. Like, they're the kind of band that if you don't know who they are at the start of the set, you'll be into it by the end.
Yeah,
and the fact, I think the fact that it's gonna have one dual stage at Knotfest is gonna really work in their favor, because everyone's gonna be hanging around there regardless. So people are going to when they're up, people are just going to be like hearing their stuff and seeing the show, because there's not really anywhere else for them to go, right? And they're going to get drawn in because that's what they do. They're going to get drawn in by the energy and the excitement that is Skindred, because it's impossible not to.
And if you don't, Raph will kick your ass into it. Raph will be there going,
I'll be at the outside kicking motherfuckers into the pit, being like, there you go. Get your shirts off and swing it around. We need to get the Newport helicopter going.
Benji Webb's got plenty of energy for a whole crowd. He'll draw him in. He's a king.
I mean, look, that Knotfest lineup, like, I don't get what people are complaining about. I really don't. It's a great lineup.
Sorry, this is what I say about all you consumers now. You're spoiled children. Spoiled children.
And look, let's be fair.
You are.
I know.
You're not in the band anymore.
Hey, dude, I simmer. Do you know how much I simmer on? Unless it's for a review, unless it's for a fucking reaction. I never give comments on I simmer. I've sat on that high horse for so long on this podcast. I have no choice. I have no choice but to simmer on music.
That's good. That's a little more varied and measured approach.
This is my thing. Like, you listen to a song on a day, the mood, the sound system, the surroundings, the day you've had. Man, if you listen to a banging track on a shit day and you're just in a shit mood, that song's going to be shit. But if you're flowing and you're vibing and you're having a good day and the cracker comes on, man, you can listen to a shitty song on a good day, and that you're just like, man, nothing can hurt me. This shit song can't. This is a good song. You got to simmer on tracks, man. I cannot. I fucking say this all the time. I cannot stand it when an album comes out, and because of Spotify, within 12 hours, everyone's it's shit. It's shit. When you used to have to buy albums, you used to have to justify your purchase.
Yeah, you have to research the bands and stuff, and you have to be like, "Is this that?"
You used to try and find
That's
a reason.
Why I think I'm such a big Lamb of God fan, because every time I would go down to get a Lamb of God record, I could guarantee that fucking CD was quality. What was on that disc was fucking quality metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple of bands like that. I think everyone has a couple of bands like that where they're like, it's like The Offspring. I don't think The Offspring's ever put out a bad album. Some of their newer stuff's not so good.
I mean, look, they're a band that's been going for such a long time, and they've evolved again over time and changed their sound a little bit over the years, and but yeah, like, I think this idea that, you know, you have a festival and every band has to be like death metal, or every band has to be whatever. It's like realistically, how many death metal bands are you going to get out at once?
That's like saying you want to go to a carnival and they just instead of having a multitude of rides, they just have 50 bumper cars.
Yeah, exactly.
Why
Like,
would you want to go to that
Well, that
festival?
would be fucking sick. That would be fucking the bumper cup
or
hit.
like
It's
having,
awesome.
or like every ride is
Every
a Ferris
ride,
wheel.
yeah, every ride's a Ferris wheel. Do you know what I mean? It's just, but it's just a different cage. Like, dude, you
Yeah.
go to a festival to go to experience new shit.
Variety is the key to festival.
Man, Nothing More. The band Nothing More, the only reason why I caught onto those guys, they were at a Soundwave one year, and we bumped into the guys from By the Horn, the band that you guys played with them.
By the horns, yes,
By the
I
horns,
did.
yeah.
We played.
Fucking by the horns. Shout out to Reese. Kiddo says hi.
Yeah, dude, we played a show together in
Yeah.
Canberra. Acid Nymph, Exist Within, and By the Horns, and there was someone else.
Yeah.
Either way, they suggested to us to go see Nothing More. And man, 9 times out of 10, when someone suggests a band to you, you're like, fuck. But because we'd played on shows with these guys, or we made a special effort, we're like, we're going to go check these guys out. We're friends with these guys, we play shows together, blah, blah, blah. Bro, to say I was fucking blown away and I found a new favourite band that day is a fucking understatement. Like, blown away. Like, every single like the whole Exist Within found a new favourite band. We all had a bonding moment that day. Do you know what I mean? And it was cool. But yeah, that's the whole fun part about festivals. Like, I've heard of this band. Let's go check out their live set. You get to see bands that you'd never think of going to see. And if you weren't willing to pay the money, you can just go pay your lump sum to go see your big bands at the end of the day, and you can go find some new shit.
Yeah.
That's the whole
Yeah.
point. That's the whole
Or
point.
like even there's even some bands that fucking Soundwave, man. I do miss the Soundwave lineups because like I
miss
got to
Big Day
watch
Out.
Stone Sour on the outside, and that was pretty cool. But I didn't realize next to it, Primus was setting up. I got to fucking see Primus, and that's like deep in my soul.
Yeah.
My South Park watching fucking Kid Heart was all about Primus, man.
He's a
They had
big,
these huge blow up astronauts on stage and shit. It was fucking wild.
That was like Big Day Out. Big Day Out was personally just one of my favourites. You had grunge, you had metal, you had rap. Like, okay,
Yeah.
Soundwave was that good. They had fucking Cypress Hill there one year.
Yeah.
They did, and they had Zach De La Roche's like project One Day as a Lion.
Yeah.
That was fucking right. Yeah.
I mean, what was it? I think it was. I'm sure it was a big day out where I had. Do you all remember
You can do festivals,
that
Hazard.
rap group? That rap group, and I think they were mostly Kiwis. Decepticons.
No.
Yeah, I
They were
vaguely
like-
remember that.
I think they were tied. They were like associated with Hilltop Hoods. I think they were like some of their.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
They did a set that, and I remember, and like there was, but that was like, you know, like you say, Big Day Out they had like a rap tent, and it was like their rap
Yeah.
and hip hop
Bro,
acts
the
were in
boiler
there,
room. The boiler room.
you know, and they'd have, you'd have like it's this is what I like. I love the variety that festivals bring, and as you say, if there's a gap in your day because some stuff's overlapped and you haven't gotten to see things, and you've got a gap in your day, go to a random tent. Find someone that you haven't seen before, and if
Also,
not,
I
that's
always-
fine, but use it as an opportunity.
I
Like,
always-
discovery is what we wanted. I think real music fans, like not just your average listener, but real like people that are music fans at their core, where it's not just I like listening to music, but being a fan of music is part of their core identity. Music fans should always be on the lookout for new and exciting things. Because if you're letting your music taste stagnate, if you're one of these people that, and they reckon that, you know, once you get to like kind of 35, you know, a lot of the people, your music taste will stagnate, and that's kind of, you don't really listen to anything new after that, and you're 30 to 35, you kind of solidifies, and that's about it, and you only ever listen to what you already know, and you don't really seek out any new stuff. I think if you let that happen to yourself, you're not a real music fan.
No.
You know,
And
I
I've
read.
been-
So, actually,
I know musicians that let themselves their taste stagnate.
yeah.
And you can
Well,
be
actually,
like
recently-
that. You're not a music. I stand by that. It's going to piss some people off, but
Yeah,
I
for sure.
genuinely think if you let your music taste stagnate like that, you are not a music fan.
Nah. Always got to be looking at
Actually,
the
recently,
lookout for new.
I have been thinking about that actually recently. It's like I looked at the Spotify Wrapped that I got today, and a lot of the time you think that there's a bands that you love and you think, oh, for sure they're going to be there, and they're nowhere to be found, and it's actually what your ears want to hear. And what I realized is that like the shit that I was listening to this last year was like off the charts different to anything I had listened to the previous year before. Although there was a lot of like Punk Rock Factory because I just found a bunch of these covers of Disney songs. That's great. And I could not stop listening to it. It was fucking awesome. But I also I found there's this guy at work, Angus, and he shout out to Angus, and he threw me onto this guy Hardy. And Hardy's like mix of country, mix of metal sort of thing. Yeah, but like he's got some real like fucking deep country shit. And I'm usually not super like the deepest country I go is like Willie Nelson, Dolly Parton, Johnny Cash, those guys.
That's pretty deep.
That is pretty deep. Like you're going OGs. You're going
like,
OGs. Like
OG country,
Yeah.
left wing country, outlaw country.
Yeah. Outlaw country. Yeah, I do love that shit. And so like Hardy sort of has a big, thick element of that in his music. And he's just released Mockingbird and the Crow, his new album, and it's like split down the middle of country and metal. It's really fucking awesome. But yeah, like I wouldn't have brought myself into that, but I'm super glad I opened myself up to a little bit more country, a little bit more that sort of shit. Because I don't think I feel like I was stagnating there with music, and I'm like, it's sort of your responsibility as a music fan.
I think they had Hardy provide a song for one of the WWE pay-per-views, one of the music
really?
ones.
That's sick.
And they had him.
Fuck yeah.
They had him in his band perform the song in the ring, and I remember watching it, and I'm like, I realized that they had a lot of it as backing track. A lot of it was backing track. Like I'm watching it, going, that bass player's not playing what I'm hearing. Like
interesting.
And look, mate, that could have been something that WWE said. Look, just for the audio production wise, like it's just not going to work. Let's do this. But it was weird.
Yeah.
But speaking of Spotify, we'll talk about Spotify Wrapped. Like I only jumped on Spotify a few months ago, so mine's a bit out of whack, and the algorithm is still like I still haven't liked a lot of the bands on there that I had on previous stuff, and so the algorithm is very limited into what it's putting me on. But my top 5 this year was Slipknot, Metallica, Korn, Black Tongue, and Twisted. So had to get the Juggalo shit in there. And apparently my music taste is most similar to people from Pittsburgh in the US. So,
I actually never look at this, so I'm very interested.
Yeah, man, go on there. If you go into it's on you go search, and then it'll give you, should be Wrapped, should be showing on there, and then you go You're Wrapped, and it'll show you
Search.
all your stuff. Should have an option for Wrapped on there.
Where is it?
I know, that's where mine was anyway. That's where mine was. I saw everyone posting it, I'm like, don't I get a notification or something about it? I had to go digging for it. But hopefully...
Your Rap 2023 highlights.
There you go. But yeah, I need to sit down and like re-like all the bands that I had liked on YouTube Music before I switched over.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, yeah.
Okay,
this is exciting. It's exciting. We're getting it in real time here.
That was what you got. Yeah, real time.
Because mine's going to be really weird.
Are you ready? Are you ready to expose yourself to like this, Kyle?
Yeah. I've never done this before. This is going to be interesting. Come on, it's got some weird sandwich thing going on.
It's just a bit of fun. I think some people get like really weird about it.
Oh, my top genres are rock.
Yep.
Let's see, Sly Withers, Sunk Loto, Dance Gavin Dance, and the places I listen to are like Adelaide, Australia. There you go.
Yeah, man.
There you go. Man, to be fair, Dance Gavin Dance are fucking hectic. If you haven't heard of them, go check out Dance Gavin Dance.
They're pretty good.
Look, it's. I think it's just a bit of fun, you know. Like I said, some people take it really seriously and they like spam artists in like when it gets to October, they like start spamming certain artists to try and make, you know, try and rig their Spotify Wrapped. I'm like, how pathetic are you that you're gonna try and rig your Spotify Wrapped so that you're not embarrassed by the bands that show up on it. I'm like, if you're embarrassed, just don't fucking share it.
Yeah,
one.
look, man.
But like, if you like what you like, then just like it.
Yeah,
You know.
like, and this is the thing. One of my favorite songs is actually probably one of my most ones I've listened to. It's a song called "You Can't Win," and it's by Michael Jackson, and it's actually from a musical he was in called The Wiz. And mate, you listen to that song, bro. I'll tell you why it resonates. If anyone wants to do a heavy metal cover of it, version of it with me, I'll gladly fucking do one.
We can't love Michael Jackson anymore, man.
Oh, we can't do that
Fucking
anymore.
broke my heart.
Oh,
No, I can't. Personally, I won't.
Okay,
I can't.
that's fair enough.
I'm such a big fucking fan. I'm so deep and fucking hard on Michael Jackson. Yeah, and
I feel you.
can't anymore.
I feel you.
Yeah, smoke, fire, all that shit.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I mean, look, very obviously super influential, and you know, regardless of everything else that happened. Hazard Halo, no sham in my polyamorous game.
Yeah. Man, I'm a music.
polyamorous,
Yeah,
different genres.
I like
it's all
that.
about the love.
I'm stealing that.
Polyamorous.
I am
Polyamorous.
stealing
That's
the
awesome.
shit out of that. I'm
Polyamorous.
polyamorous.
Yeah. That's a good album title too.
That could have been the third Skunk Bone album title. I'm sad now.
Dude, polyamorous. I love it. See, this is the shit that I'm talking about. Because, man, like I've said it 1,000 times, music is a buffet. You don't go to the buffet and just get pizza all the time. Man, pizza's awesome. I get it. I love pizza. But if I'm going to a buffet, I'm eating everything.
You want a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
You need different stuff. I think that's the problem.
You want to go home with diarrhea?
But that's the problem with that gatekeeper in scenes.
No, that's the problem with the algorithm-driven music, platforms that exist nowadays. Is the fact that they they go, okay, you listened to a lot of this, so we're going to give you more of this, and you might find more bands in that style that you didn't know about, but it tends to go, okay, you listened to a lot of X, so I'm going to give you a lot of X, and which. It's a balance, right? Like, yeah, you have to seek this stuff out, and I mean, that's why, like I said, I think real music fans do seek this stuff out. They like the variety. They seek out new things, new bands, new experiences. They open their mind to these things, and it's essential to do because it keeps that flame alive. If you're listening to the same 10 bands your whole life, like, that's gotta suck.
Oh, yeah.
That's gotta suck.
Yeah, they've never seen, I don't know. I'll tell you what, I went to Trip Sitter when they came out to Sydney. I took the wifey along, and
I
mate,
love those guys.
I'll tell you what, I
Love
don't
them
know
so
if they're
much.
from Sydney or not, but there's a band to be on the lookout for, and they're called Honey. They're this, dude, I was blown away.
I think, honey.
I don't know if I've been looking for stuff that they've recorded because I want to get them on the podcast, but they just haven't recorded anything. And I've noticed on their socials, I've been keeping an eye on them on their socials that they've been in the studio and that. Maybe I'll just have to look a bit harder, or they're only on like SoundCloud or some shit. And, they're like that kind of niche. But I tell you what, they're like...
They're on Amplify Sydney.
Okay, there you go.
They're on Amplify Sydney. They've got a little bit of a write-up and, like, some when the tickets are on next.
Yeah.
That's tricky to find.
like they I was blown away. The missus was blown away. It was just like, the stage presence, the sound. There's so much good music, and I think one thing that annoys me, one thing that I've actually noticed, is that a lot of people are out there trying to find a lot of new bands, doing the show, like helping out with the Ram It Down Fest. Shameless plug, Ram It Down Fest is coming up on the 15th of December, so make sure you keep an eye out for that. Over in Camden Sports Club, I help out with that. I work the door there, and we have a raffle giveaway. And I think there's an even bigger raffle giveaway this year. I think it actually might be a guitar starter pack. Don't quote me on it, but I think it might be this year, special Christmas giveaway. But I'll tell you what, a lot of people are coming out, and I think the times are starting to shift where people want to get on the ground floor to finding that next. People are getting back into that. They want to have that story that their grandparents did where, oh yeah, I saw AC/DC back in a pub at fucking Summer Hill back in, the 60s or whatever, like people want that.
They want that story like fucking Eric had, where he's like, yeah, I saw Linkin Park 2 weeks before they blew up.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, and but so that I think that the need for that is trying to put more people on local shows, because you're not going to get that story without going to a local show.
Yeah, exactly. And the drive, like the sheer amount of shows that are being announced by international bands next year, the amount of bands that are coming here next year is insane, right? Like, we've all noticed this.
I'm gonna have to remortgage my fucking house.
Like, the amount of bands that are coming out here in the first few months of next year is wild, and I'm really hoping there's a flow-on effect.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really hoping there's a flow-on effect from that, so that people are going to go to these shows and be excited about going to live shows again, and then they're going to be like, right, what's on?
Mm.
And they'll start finding the local. They'll start. More people will go, hey, yeah, going to shows is fun again. Like, it's fine. It's safe to do. It's fine. I can go and have a good time, and they're going to go, right, now I'm going to seek some local shows and try and go to some of them. I'm hoping that's what happens. Because it's
the New South Wales government needs to
alive.
bring back in the law of every international band needs to open with an Australian act.
I remember that. I remember when that was around. That was a great idea. What happened to that? Why
I don't
did that
know.
go
They
away?
just got rid of it. I don't know what happened, but they just got rid of it. It used to be law.
Yeah.
That sucks. That was a cool idea. That was a really good idea.
Yeah. I mean, look,
Hey, look at the end.
They used to say that, I mean, the law is as well that radio stations were required to play a certain amount of Australian music, and then a certain percentage of that had to be new Australian music as well. And then
Yeah, wasn't that Triple J's whole selling point?
the shift to Spotify, the shift to Spotify and online music platforms has just killed that entirely, which is one of the reasons that bands like Triple J haven't
let's just call it for what it is. Triple J have slowly but surely become a fucking commercial radio station without us knowing. They've just been like, it's been a slow burn.
It's like that Family Guy,
Yeah,
joke,
but
right? It's like Fox turned
It's not
into
without us knowing.
Fox turned into a hardcore porn channel so gradually no one even noticed.
Yeah, that's it. It's like
Yeah, it's exactly that. But it's like, I totally noticed.
Look, to take nothing away from Triple J, they do play a lot. Like, they are probably the best as far as variety goes through the day on the FM channels.
Yeah, I don't know. Like actual local music through Triple J and Nettleton.
Yeah.
Not easy, man, to get your shit up on Triple J, whereas that's the spot that was invented to make it.
Well, that was it. It was meant to be our platform, but they So the way they circumnavigated that is they just went, oh, we've got an internet one for that called Double J or whatever. You just go listen to that. But who the fuck? It's Triple J. There's no So they look, and it does suck. But at the end of the day, I guess they are a fucking business. Let's call it for what it is.
Yeah, it's that late stage capitalism ruining everything.
Well, it is. I think that's the trickiest part, because like some of the best fucking music is expressing like shit about like the plight of the bullshit that you're trying to use to sell it. So you're trying to use the system to sell shit, and as you said, talking about
once again, just punching yourself in the dick.
It's the same reason MTV changed from what it was. It's the same reason MTV gradually changed from being music television to what it is today.
And to be fair, the OG TV show for fucking MTV was Beavis and Butthead. Before any of you Jersey Shores, you guys are just fucking inbreeds of that.
And Beavis and Butthead, and then Daria, because that's what, didn't Daria came out of Beavis and Butthead? She was like the character in Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's right.
On there, King of the Hill as
King of the Hill was built off it. Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Hank Hill is
cartoons.
was
Was the whacking off in Mark Camper?
Character from Those boys have been whacking off in my camper again. Boy, I tell you what.
Oh, dude, man.
Tell you what.
Like the fucking pop culture that came from our time. It's just, and it's good to see it's transferred.
Highly offensive, you know, like by today's standards, like super offensive. Like our sense of humor is so fuck. I remember when South Park came out. I was born in '92, and I watched it come out. On SBS, I watched that shit happen. And I was never stopped.
I was not allowed to watch South Park when it first came out. Like my parents were like, "No, you can't watch that. That's disgusting." Like, to be fair, I grew up in a household where I couldn't watch The Simpsons for a long time either.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's talk about those kids. There was always the not allowed to watch Simpsons kids, and I felt so fucking bad for them all the time.
I'll be honest, it only changed. Yeah. Part of it was because we had the one TV, and my parents didn't want to watch The Simpsons, and so it was whatever they wanted to watch.
That makes sense.
And so I think it was less a case of you're not allowed to watch The Simpsons, and more, well, we only have one TV. We don't want to watch The Simpsons, so we're not watching The Simpsons. Once we got once they broke out like an old TV that my dad had and set that up in the other living room, it was like, all right, cool, yeah, just they can't. We'll put The Simpsons on. Just, you know,
that was South Park.
And they kind of accepted okay, whatever, like they're gonna watch it, it's fine.
Cause I was allowed to watch some shit that like mum and dad, I'm pretty sure, still don't know that I caught this, and some of them were so obscure and fucking weird that like most people this day and age don't even remember these shows. There was a cartoon that I still hold so close in my heart. It was called the Mr. Hell Show. Blade looks, no idea, dude.
No.
It had this character called Slippy the Seal, whose parents were killed, and he was like psychopathic, and he would like kill everyone because he had like flashbacks and thinking that he found the people who killed his parents. Bro, that's my entire life. I've been getting this. If you research the Mr. Hell Show, like AHHH, the Mr. Hell Show.
Oh, there you go.
It exists.
Yeah.
Yes, that's my boy.
Legit.
I fucking love it.
Okay.
Super offensive 90s cartoon, and it's one of my favorites.
See, I remember
that's like you just find like a weird random animation, like a random cartoon, and you're just like watch it. Like, you know, I was digging through stuff, and you find like Mr. Pickles or Ugly Americans or Squidbillies.
Yeah.
Squidbillies is one.
What about the Happy Tree Friends?
Happy Tree Friends.
That was good.
And then you had Salad Fingers.
There's this other one called Trip Tank. There's another one called Trip Tank. You should not sleep on Trip Tank. That's a fucking fever dream and a half. You should watch Trip Tank. It's fucking
I used to watch like Johnny Bravo.
Yeah.
You
all those
know that's the cartoon that started Seth MacFarlane.
Oh wow.
He was a character animator on Johnny Bravo.
I thought,
and that's how Family Guy started.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Did you know Seth MacFarlane sings professionally?
Yeah.
Like as a big band singer? The guy's an absolute weapon.
Yeah. He's awesome.
Amazing voice.
Yeah, incredible.
What have I been watching lately that's been quite fun?
Been rehashing on Rick and Morty.
There was.
The new shit's good. The new Rick and Morty, man. I'm
digging.
There was. No, I found. On Netflix, there's an anime series called Blue Eye Samurai.
Okay.
Check it out.
Okay.
It's basically this character who is a it's set obviously in like, you know, samurai era, whatever, with certain liberties taken with, you know, certain things, but that's the time period it's set in.
Yeah.
And the main character is the half white, half Japanese offspring of one of like one of four white men in Japan at the time.
No.
And is basically viewed as subhuman because they're like not pure Japanese.
Oh, okay.
They're like
yeah.
they're half white. They're like
Yeah.
they're like an abomination. You know what I mean?
To
Like,
be
they're
fair,
not-
you're saying they're taking some liberties, but they're not. That's still what
And
it's like.
so and the character, so the character has blue eyes,
No,
but
that's just real.
but wears like yellow lensed glasses to kind of hide that most of the time. It's similar. Look, it
Reverse.
has
Blue light glasses. Reverse.
yeah, it's similar. Look, it has you know, if you liked Afro Samurai,
Oh, okay.
you probably dig this. It's not the same style necessarily, but just in terms of like the idea of it's you know, I mean, pretty much all samurai stories. It's like, oh, it's an outcast samurai who's got to go and do this thing, and they have all these incredible fights and whatever. But like, and it started out kind of cool, and then when they get into the gore of it, it's like, oh shit, like they're not like fucking around with the gore of it. So it's,
Well, speaking of which, have you seen an anime called Chainsaw Man?
I haven't seen
I haven't seen it, but I've seen
the
the-
cosplays.
Yeah, okay, I'll check it
Fucking
out.
real. Yeah, Ruby and Jai, Kayla's brother. They got deep into it, and it's like it's a great mixture of like the writing is really comedic and good comedic sort of writing, but like the blood and guts shit.
Yeah.
The transformations and like the lore of like this poor little dog gets like fused with his fucking master and like they come together and he's got like ripcord on him.
I need
It's
to,
really cool.
I need to go back and watch all of my OG Neon Genesis
Oh,
Evangelion
do that.
DVDs.
You know,
Because I've got the DVDs, and the one on Netflix they redubbed it, and it's shit.
yeah.
They redubbed it for Netflix.
Yeah.
Ooh, you suck. Put the OGs on there, please.
Yeah. You know what one
but-
you got to see, man? If you want the beautiful artwork, great story, but they've only done one season. I'm waiting for the second one. Dorohedoro. That one's on Netflix at the moment. Fire. So it's like there's two worlds. You got the wizard world or the magic world, and then you got the human world, and they're like the worlds are sort of half crossed over. And it's just it's just so like, bro, there's devils in it. The art, bro, I'm telling you, the artwork in it is sensational. Dorohedoro.
Sounds a little bit like an anime styled version of Ugly Americans.
It's
It's like ugly
Oh, yeah,
Americans.
yeah, with hell. The
Hell
crossover
is like,
between hell.
demon, hell is
Yeah.
like a physical place underneath
Yeah.
the thing, and it's like, yeah. If you want a
That shit was
weird,
awesome.
if you want a weird series, it's not like an anime, but if you want like a weird cartoon series to check out, definitely give. If you like Rick and Morty and all that stuff, you
Okay.
want to go and check out Ugly Americans. It only got like
Yeah.
2 seasons, which is a shame because it never really took off. Another one.
The main protagonist is from Archer.
Oh, nice.
No, you're
Yeah.
thinking Frisky
He's-
Dingo.
No. The main protagonist for Ugly Americans, Mark Lilly, is played by the guy who does the voice of Barry in Archer.
Is it the same? Okay. Oh, okay. Cool. Right. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Not Archer.
Yeah.
Not Archer.
Like Frisky Dingo, I mentioned there. That's another
Yeah.
great one. If you like Archer,
Yeah, that's a
definitely
great
check out
one.
Frisky Dingo. There's some
Yeah.
jokes that actually carry across into Archer. If you got to like pay attention, but there's certain
Love
certain
those
things
Easter
that
eggs.
carry over, which is great. Some of the characters are almost very similar. Like you'll recognize that, like the main character in Frisky Dingo, or the main, like, I guess, hero character in Frisky Dingo is basically Archer, but in terms of, he's like a spoiled rich guy.
So Archer.
But he is voiced by the guy who ends up voicing Ray Gillette in Archer.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, it's like there's it's a lot of cool crossover stuff there. But what else? Oh, no, that's the other one I was going to mention. The other one I was going to mention is a series called Chosen with a Z, and it's about this openly gay white rapper who is kind of good but kind of shit, but has delusions of grandeur. And basically he goes to jail. He's part of like a cool kids, like, don't do drugs, like, rap or
Oh,
whatever.
no.
And then he gets one of the guys in the group drugs and all this stuff. They find out about it. So he goes to call the police. Chosen goes to call the police on him, and then the guy like, no, fuck you, and like punches him out, and then the cops did and goes to jail for like 10 years, and then he comes out and he's trying to like revive his rap career and do all this stuff, and in the meantime the guy that set him up has like blown up and become like the biggest fucking rap star in the world, and so he makes it his mission to basically take this guy, become a huge rap star and take the guy down and everything, and it's, look, it's silly.
I love that
It's
shit.
very, it's very, it's,
That sounds cool, though.
but
It sounds like a cool
it's
premise,
fun.
man.
It's very, very fun. It's a
Chosen.
very enjoyable show, and there's some great characters on there. And they've only got the one season, unfortunately. But
I have been noticing, like, there's been a bit of an uptick in shows about, like, surrounding hip-hop and stuff. That's been pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
I've been digging that, like, over the last few years. Like, there was this one called Rhythm and Flow, and it like followed around T.I., Cardi B, and I can't remember the other one. They were like judges, and they were picking up. It was like an X Factor thing, but for real hip hop. And they were going around like New York, all of these like the boroughs in New York and stuff like that, where real underground hip hop would happen, and they were like auditioning for them, and it was a really fucking cool show.
I think there's a lot of those.
What works and what doesn't.
I think there's a lot of those. We just don't get them here in Australia as much because the hip hop culture.
Yeah, that's true.
Doesn't like it doesn't exist the same way over here that it does in America. It's just like hip hop culture is so huge over there, and
Well, you say it's a culture,
you know,
so
you have a lot
it's very centralized over there. The roots are based
we
over
do-
there. We got skip hop.
we get some of it. We just don't have it to the same degree.
Yeah, we've got skip hop. Yeah, we do have our sort of like. Listen,
We've
that's
got our
a
own
pop up
version.
for my number 3.
We've absolutely
three,
got our
yeah.
own version of it for sure,
Yeah.
but it's just not the same. And I think I
No,
think a lot of elements of American hip hop culture don't translate over here.
Actually, I take all that back because it's actually probably a bit more of the European hip hop that resonates over here a bit more with the rise of Western Sydney drill music and shit like that with groups like
The
1-4,
UK stuff.
with like groups like 1-4 and the key, like it's really weird. We actually fit a bit more in that British hip hop style. It transfers over a bit better, if that makes sense.
chav hop.
Well, man, look, I don't know if you've ever heard of 1-4. Go check out some of their stuff. It's
Okay.
it's pretty fucking hectic. Like it's like and they're from Mount Druitt. Do you know what I mean? They've blown like So the drill.
I also think like the American market with hip hop seemingly it's very boastful, very look at my money. Whereas like the skip hop shit over here, we're so much more blue collar. We're like, how many beers can you fucking drink? It's way more,
And I
more
think-
working class.
I think the whole tall poppy syndrome thing as well over here doesn't gel with a lot of that. Like you said, that very like a lot of that boastful American like hip hop culture as well. There's a lot of that. Like we just the tall poppy syndrome that we tend to experience as a country when it comes to music and performers and people trying to go. It's just I think that is possibly a factor. But also just general pushback to, the over-Americanization of a lot of Australian cultural elements. We tend to, if something gathers too much momentum, like just look at the way Halloween is treated over here. Like it's people go, oh,
But do not lie.
American thing, and it's just a lot of it just generally in Australian culture tends to push back on a lot of that stuff. I think, but. Anyway, look, I need to get the fuck out of here pretty soon, so I think we should take it home there.
Yeah,
Look,
man.
thank you, my man. Like, it's always good. I mean, I know you live just down the road, and I tell you this every day, but, dude, I love you so much. It's awesome to have you on.
I love you
It's
too.
great to be able to chat like this for everyone, and again, we just want to let everyone know that, like I said, even though there's not anything new coming from Skunkbone anytime soon, everything that is still there is going to... Everything that's there is going to stay there. So please get back, and enjoy it. We're still very proud of everything that we did there. everything that we made.
And we have some
So,
good fucking shit coming through. So
yeah, we got other
when
stuff coming through
Innovation
we're working
is
on.
to
So
it,
there will be lots
my
of cool
shit, I'm
stuff.
gonna scream in your faces again.
Ah,
Yes.
I'm gonna
you
scream in
will,
your
you will.
faces again.
And
I got some ideas for clips, like cannibalism and stuff. It's gonna be fun.
yeah, nice. And Kyle and I are going to be continuing, obviously, to do those reaction videos over on Metal Ruse. We've got a
check
few
them
more. I
out.
think we're going to be recording this weekend.
Yep.
That's going to be cool. Like I said, if you're going to be at Good Things Brisbane, keep an eye out for me. I'll probably post an outfit photo of my fit on the day on the page, so you can find me if you want to find me. In terms of this channel, I think we may as well let some people know about the changes that are going to be happening going forward.
Yeah.
So heading into next year, there's going to be a little bit of a shift in how we approach stuff for the channel here. We are going to be moving away from doing a lot of live stream stuff.
So this year will be the
into
last lot.
primarily pre-recorded, just because of different work situations and stuff. So that I don't know quite what that's going to mean for our release schedule at this time. If we definitely want to try and keep it at least once a week on Thursday evenings for everybody. But that may change. If we're going to pre-recorded, we might be able to look at better times for things to come out so that it gets to more people. But we want to try and have still at least one a week coming out, and maybe more if we end up building up a couple of interviews and having a few in the bank. We might drop some extra stuff for you guys. But yeah, that's kind of just that's what's looking like happening into next year. We got a couple more episodes this year, and then we're going to be maybe taking a short break over the Christmas period, maybe. But we're gonna, like I said, try and get some pre-recorded stuff in the bag and be bringing that to you that way next year going forward. So like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. As we said before, if you like your reactions, jump over to the Metal Ruse channel, get your metal news from Metal Ruse. And,
I love that line.
And but yeah, for tonight, we are out of here. Thank you very much to our good friend Craven.
Sup,
for tuning
Tony?
in. It's always fun to see you. Hey, Tony. Sorry you jumped in like just we're finishing up.
Yeah.
Go back, take the little slider and go back and watch the whole thing.
Good chat.
But yes, thank you to everyone who's watched us and jumped in the chat today. Thank you to my man.